The Sussex fan took to Twitter to post a photo of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge arriving at the awards ceremony at Alexandra Palace in North London on Sunday. The user with the handle at XOXOLE1, who describes themselves as a proud member of the Sussex squad in their bio, wrote, "No crowds whatsoever, Lamau." The picture shows the Cambridges walking into the venue, which is sealed off by metal barriers. Another user, at Mar5613899, commented on the post, "Lamau, they put up barriers but there are no crowds." A third, at Sussex Royal Glow, added, "OMG. I walked past there yesterday about 6:20 p.m. Literally across that car park in this picture. I didn't know something was going on there. It looked like normal." One more, at Susud, wrote, "Don't matter how hard they try, they just ain't got the X factor." However, another Twitter user with the handle at Josaphan claimed the angle the picture was taken made it appear as if there were no onlookers. They said, the crowds were on the other side, that area was closed off to the general public. William and Kate attended the inaugural Earthshot Prize Awards ceremony on Sunday evening. The Duke launched his prize to find solutions to the planet's environmental problems. It features 5 categories, or Earthshots, and the winners each received $1 million to develop their initiatives. Among the winners were projects restoring coral reefs, redistributing unwanted food to the disadvantaged, and battling the issues contributing to air pollution in India. Kate looked stunning in a pale purple Alexander McQueen dress for the awards ceremony, while William wore a dark, green velvet blazer and a polo neck. At the end of the event, televised by the BBC, William took to the stage to tell the audience, "I want to say something to the young watching tonight. For too long, we haven't done enough to protect the planet for your future. The Earthshot is for you. In the next 10 years, we are going to act. We are going to find the solutions to repair our planet. Please keep learning, keep demanding change, and don't give up hope. We will rise to these challenges." The winners all appeared via video link to give their reaction to receiving $1 million to develop their initiatives by the decade-long awards scheme. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are at risk diluting their brand, according to royal experts. This comes after the couple joined Ethic, an ethical investment firm that manages more than $1.3 billion, 946 meters. Palace Confidential host, Joe Elvin, suggested that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex could deplete their value by spreading themselves around so much. The Daily Mail TMS diary editor Richard Eden said, "They do seem to be successful. The last job Harry got was at BetterUp, a startup advising businesses on mental health and wellness. And this week they announced they had a huge new investment in the company. So they seem good at attracting attention to these companies." Host Joe Elvin asked, "But the more they spread it around, doesn't that deplete their value for these companies?" The Daily Mail columnist Sarah Vine compared the Duke and Duchess to celebrities staring in perfume campaigns. She added, "They are just faces of these brands." Mr. Eden continued, "Presumably they are going to have to limit themselves to a certain number. You couldn't have endless brands. It probably devalues your brand a bit." The couple has been named Impact Partners trademark and investors at the New York-based asset manager. Ethic, which was co-founded by British businessman Jay Lipman, invests in projects with socially and environmentally responsible themes. Explaining the move, Meghan told the New York Times this week, "From the world I come from, you don't talk about investing, right? You don't have the luxury to invest. That sounds so fancy. My husband has been saying for years, gosh, don't you wish there was a place where if your values were aligned like this, you could put your money to that same sort of thing." Trademark. The New York Times report suggested the couple could attract more attention to sustainable investing. Harry said, "You already have the younger generation voting with their dollars and their pounds, all over the world when it comes to brands they select and choose from." David 69, was stabbed multiple times as he held a surgery in his Southend West constituency. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge said their thoughts and prayers were with his family, friends and colleagues. A post on their official Kensington Royal Twitter account said, "We are shocked and saddened by the murder of Sir David Ames, who dedicated 40 years of his life to serving his community. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family, friends and colleagues." W&C. Sir David, who has been an MP since 1983, was stabbed to death at Belfairs Methodist Church in Leigh-on-Sea at midday on Friday. A 25-year-old man has been arrested on suspicion of murdering the Tory veteran, who was married with 5 children. Boris Johnson said Sir David was one of the kindest, nicest, most gentle people in politics. Speaking on Friday evening, the Prime Minister said, "I think all our hearts are full of shock and sadness today at the loss of Sir David Ames MP, who was killed in his constituency surgery in a church after almost 40 years of continuous service to the people of Essex and the whole of the United Kingdom. And the reason I think people are so shocked and saddened is above all he was one of the kindest, nicest, most gentle people in politics, and he also had an outstanding record of passing laws to help the most vulnerable, whether the people who are suffering from endometriosis, passing laws to end cruelty to animals, or doing a huge amount to reduce the fuel poverty suffered by people up and down the country. David was a man who believed passionately in this country, and in its future. And we've lost today a fine public servant, and a much-loved friend and colleague, and our thoughts are very much today with his wife, his children, and his family." The investigation into the fatal stabbing of Sir David is being led by counter-terror officers, Essex Police have said. Chief Constable Ben Julian Harrington, the Southend West MP, was simply dispensing his duties when his life was horrifically cut short. Don't miss. Speaker Hoyle rages, "People who don't accept our values won't win." David Ames murder, Lord Pickles says MPs meeting public will continue. Sir David Ames stabbed, Tory MP attacked multiple times. The death has led to Home Secretary Priti Patel asking all police forces to review security arrangements for MPs with immediate effect. Mr. Harrington said officers were called to reports of a stabbing at just after midday. He said, "The response of the emergency services to this incident was immediate, and our officers arrived on scene within minutes. When they arrived they found Sir David Ames MP, who had suffered multiple injuries. This was a difficult incident, but our officers and paramedics from the East of England Ambulance Service worked extremely hard to save Sir David. Tragically he died at the scene." A 25-year-old man was arrested immediately at the scene on suspicion of murder. He remains in custody. A knife was also recovered at the scene. Sir David's death comes 5 years after Labour MP Jo Cox was fatally stabbed as she attended a constituency surgery in 2016. Queen showed off some previously unseen pictures of his grandson Peter Phillips as she held an audience in her private Buckingham Palace office. Her Majesty was meeting with British pianist Dame Imogen Cooper, who was presented with the Queen's Medal for Music for 2019 but has had to wait until now to receive it. A photo shows Her Majesty meeting with Dame Cooper inside Buckingham Palace. Visible were several portraits of her grandchildren with their partners displayed in the background. The Queen is known to always showcase pictures of the family, but one particular snap attracted the attention of royal fans. A never-before-seen picture of Her Majesty's eldest grandson Peter Phillips with now ex-wife Autumn Phillips could be seen in the background. The photo is believed to have been taken at the time of the couple's engagement announcement in 2007. The pair can be seen with their arms around each other, Peter sporting a blue suit with a matching light blue tie and Taylor donning a bright red dress. Autumn and Peter announced their separation in February 2020, before the divorce was finalized in June. The official statement from the couple said, "Whilst this is a sad day for Peter and Autumn, they continue to put the well-being and upbringing of their wonderful daughters Savannah and Isla first and foremost. Both Peter and Autumn are pleased to have resolved matters amicably with the children firmly at the forefront of those thoughts and decisions." Princess Anne's son marks the first in this generation of royals to separate from his spouse. Peter and Autumn met in 2003 in Montreal. They went on to marry at St. George's Chapel at Windsor Castle in 2008. Their first child, the Queen's first great-grandchild Savannah, was born in 2010. In March 2012, at Gloucestershire Royal Hospital, Autumn gave birth to another girl, Isla Elizabeth. Tony Blair was snubbed for knighthood amid Queen TM's still simmering resentment trademark. Queen's secret strategy, monarch intended for the public to overhear her private outburst. Queen breaks silence on Prince Philip's death during engagement. What did she say? The pair is now co-parenting their 2 young daughters in Gloucestershire. A statement released following the announcement of their upcoming divorce read, "Both Peter and Autumn will remain in Gloucestershire to bring up their 2 children, where they have been settled for a number of years. Peter and Autumn have requested privacy and compassion for their children while the family continues to adapt to these changes."